Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. It's me again, Dr. Leland. Are you ready to party today? Let's go. Are you a curious student, eager to learn new skills and make your mark in the world? Or are you a professional seeking to advance your career and unlock your full potential? You need to be equipped with effective soft skills like communication, problem solving, teamwork, and more. The Level Up Academy by Doc Leland bridges the gap between education and employment through transferable skills training. Get the soft skills you need to be more effective at work. Hello. You're like, whoa, early. Stop the energy. I can't help myself. Hear that? But you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. What? It's in the air, like a blazing flare. Party time on Wednesday. You were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Kiss your head when you cry. Okay, I gotta stop. How are you guys doing? Me and my crazy self Wednesday. Listen, it's middle of the week. It is raining outside my house. My dogs are grumbling. The other one has a tummy ache.
The other one is snoring. So if you hear that, just ignore. That's just the daily life of me. Anyhow, how are you guys doing? I feel tension. I feel craziness in the air. You gotta laugh it off. But today's topic is about steps for leaders to foster team cohesion. Here's the thing, if you are a founder and you are a CEO of your company, that means you're a leader. Stop bossing people around. If you can't do the work yourself, you create a team because you're actually giving your weakness because that's not your strength. But as a leader, you need to know where you're going. And I beg you to be heart centered, people over profit. Here's another thing, at the end of the day, when you make a decision, whether it's for your company, for your family, for your friendship, you have to think, is what I'm about to do and decide is for the people, or is it a selfish thing that you're trying to do for yourself? You also have to look. Some of your friends are on, they look like sheep, but they're really wolves. You got to see, okay? I see it every day. What I can tell you is don't let negativity push you all the way. I'm here. You might not know me, but my name is Dr. Constance Leland. I want that name to be surrounded with people who really truly cares about other people. Profit is going to happen. We're all also money driven. So if you burn money and we don't have to be, we're stripped with money, what does that get you? Does- Is your friends going to stay with you because you don't have money? Or are they going to stay away from you because they can't leech on you anymore? Think before you do things, because sometimes people are whispering in your ear. That's not good, a friend. If they're talking crap about other people, you know they're going to be talking crap about you too. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So for those friends, okay, there's a difference between venting and there's a difference between gossiping. This is has to do with business leaders. Okay. Business leaders, you need to surround yourself with board of directors who are for you and for your company and not about gossiping about other people. Business leaders has to foster team cohesion. You need peace, you need harmony in the group, right? And you need to step up your game, get some backbones, read some books, join our conversation. Okay. Anyway, before I bring out my good sister here, and I wanted to actually show you guys. So the global summit, I know I can't stop talking about it. So I guess I get DMs. So for those of you who already bought stuff from the summit, I apologize. Okay, the platform itself and the founder a little clunky, I think. So I'm gonna definitely revisit that platform again. But we are leveling up. It's part of experience. You got to experiment. I buy software here and there all the time just so I could experiment it, right? So, my good hearted 29 speakers actually, some of them decided, say, hey, CJ, we couldn't find the add on. So, can you please offer it to the public again? And so, yes, now I'm putting it on my website. And so, I'm going to show you my website so you could actually see what that looks like. Okay. And you're probably thinking, well, what do you mean exactly? I'm going to share it with you guys right now. Okay. So if you're actually seeing this, it's called Welcome to the Level Up Circle TV show. And you're like, what is this? Part of my leveling up and my vision. I'm so excited, like a freaking 2 year old. Listen, February of last year, I said, oh, yeah, this is totally grandiose idea. I want to be the Netflix of education. I want to be on TV. And my kids and my daughter's like, it's going to happen someday, mom, like 20 years from now. And I'm like, wow, thanks for the vote of confidence, people. And, little by little, when you believe in yourself and you put it out there and you work and you hustle, you don't talk. See, if you know me, you know I work fast and I work fast. because people need to know that I'm serious when I say I want to level up the world of education and you can help me. You need to also see that I'm willing to do the work. And I do 18-hour days every single day, right? Except for the weekend. I chill and I go shopping and I go to the beach and, have dates with my husband. In fact, this Friday, we're going to have a Dawn of the Dead movie in the theater. Listen, if you don't know me, I like zombies, okay? Like, my another goal, I'm going to put it out there. I meet Hollywood people all the time on certain events because I like their work and I like to have a conversation with them as people and their work and their work of art. And some of them are just no words before I get kicked out of YouTube. Some of them are amazing. And my goal before I die, okay, my dream, my pipe dream at this point is I want to be made up as a zombie, but I want to die an epic death where everyone remembers how I die on the movie. Like just epic death. But I want to be like this really cute cheerleader zombie. Like, yeah, anyway, I can just envision it. So now my dream of being at the Netflix of education is coming closer and closer. And this is going to be called to Level Up Circle TV. And the reason that I said circle, and they're like, CJ, out of all the shape, why circle? Because Earth is a circle. And in my circle of friends and in my tribe, everyone has a say, everyone has opinions respectfully. I agree to disagree. Everyone that I have in my team, I have no problem having you in my team. If you get out of line, I will also tell you that you're getting out of line. I'm very direct when it comes to that. But I'm also not going to be the type of person, unless you royally just bombed it and I see that you're just all in it for vanity, then you're out. I don't want to surround myself with people who are all about just the money and all this glamour. And it's not about that. We are creating impact. We are creating legacies. Okay. And so that is my goal. So, anybody in my circle, that is what we are doing. The minute I see you step out of that line of that circle for everyone, I definitely will have a talk with you and said, hey, come back to the circle. You got lost. Right. But if you consistently just get in your bad ways of showing yourself as the wolf instead of a sheep, definitely out of circle. But I want to create a circle where we are about impact and legacies. There's so many issues in the world right now that we need to help and have ideas and solutions. We can name them and list them. What are we doing? What are we doing as a community to make sure our circle stays strong and it is for the positive and it is for that through stories, through books, right? Through meetings, through summits, through everything. So we're going to be on Amazon Fire. We're going to be on Apple. We're going to be on Roku. We're going to be on Facebook, YouTube, Android. I mean, you name it. And I think in January, we might be in Samsung too. I'm so excited. Anyway, this is my vision coming true. Thank you for all of those who supported me, my supportive sisters. Sister Christine, I love you, sis. You're always in my heart and my mind. We love you. Nick is working, but we love you, okay? And Susanna, I know you're watching. I love you, sister. Anyhow, so if you need to, if you missed the speed networking, that's okay. We're gonna have a speed networking event. Some of them are with fees, some of them are gonna be free. If I have a workshop, usually if I teach, then it will be with a fee. If I don't teach for whatever, and usually what I teach is not theory, it is something that business owners needs. Like last speed networking, I teach you how to do. I haven't emailed you the PowerPoint for those of you who attended, but I will. I will teach you how to do e-business card. Okay. Then, if you wanted the replay, it's here. And look at the amazing offers. This will come down, by the way, November 4th. Okay. And I literally listed what you guys are getting from their offer. Okay. So these are some of the people that really like Sam's offer is so amazing about journaling and putting your pen to paper. Jerry's offer, I mean, Jerry just, this is not it. There's so much more in there, right? Every single person in here's offer is really amazing. My offer to you is my daughter actually put that 30 instead of 10, but my offer to you is to be on my TV show. So on Thursdays, Um, it is unfortunately not going to be for free. There is a fee because we are on TV and there's airtime. We have our paying airtime. So that is something that you guys will have a membership in. I actually have a membership coming out next week. So you'll be invited through. Make sure you follow Level Up Academy link on LinkedIn. It's actually on my profile. If you go down after Laura's, it will be there. Because everything that I will do on TV is going to be on Level Up Academy. So if you're not subscribed, please do. And for now, I already have 25 left on this offer for this. So basically, what does that mean? It means that when you're going to be on TV, you can't just show up. We're going to have a strategy call before you show up on TV. And to make sure that you are the subject matter expert in what you are talking about. And also, I will take sponsorship. I will take all of that. For those of you who are wanting to know more about it, I will create a video and just let me know in my DM, and I'll send you the video of what it entails in terms of membership or in terms of a la carte and in terms of sponsorship. Also, the um, limits right now, this one is only for 50. I can't take it back because I already listed there. So for 25 minutes of the airtime, it's only $50. It usually is in the founder's price at 75. I know that's really cheap, actually. You won't believe how much airtime cost, right? But for now, I only have 25 left on this for $50, and it's for 25 minutes. I will start every single Thursday at 9 a.m. PST. That is aired here on LinkedIn, but it's also on TV. Okay, so we have our own TV network. And so that is what it is. Nick's offer is amazing because not only you get the video, you get the PDF, you get also a promotional if you're an author. You get 2 weeks working with her for visibility, presence on LinkedIn, and also co-host on her audio room on Sunday. In the future, maybe December, I will have a Sunday TV show. I get to talk to the founder of the network. So I'll have all the people who's working Monday through Friday, my sister Nick, right? Um, can join me on TV on Sunday as well. So that is what it is for that cost. Are you guys ready for my friend Val? I hope so because I am, right? Are you guys ready? So let me tell you something. So Valerie actually is a very distinguished Toastmaster, okay, with an extensive background as a transformational leader, change agent, employee engagement champion. She's also a speaker, one of my Global Speaker Summit as well, and lifelong learner. Valerie is a subject matter expert, SME or SME, around the future of work to help individuals and businesses by sharing upward trends found in research to apply action to the knowledge share and to become a marketable talent and company in the future. So what she does, she enjoys the most is growing within her strengths and also leading others and being the person for up-to-date leadership knowledge. And Valerie is the change agent for the world to see. There's actually more to Valerie than you are imagining right now based on what I just read, right? There's more to it. But why am I going to talk about Valerie when Valerie's here? Hello? Like, hello? Are you guys ready? Let me see if Valerie's ready. I don't see a smile though. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm giving you crap, don't I? Hi.
Hello. Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing great on this rainy day, but I don't care about the rain. I'm always happy.
I know, I know. Well, listen, that means God's telling us, hey, we need a little rain because we need a little green grass because mine's dead right now for sure.
Right?
Oh, yeah. So, oh my God, we're blowing up. Okay, I'm gonna have to highlight people here while you're talking, but the first question really is to get to know who you are. My Wednesday live usually is to get to know who you are, and so that people who's hiring or who wants to hire, and even if you think you're not hiring, you need to hire Val. That's for sure. But this is my first question to you, just to get to know you a bit. Think back 20 years ago and find within your timeline some of the significant changes in your life that got you here where you are today with me.
Wow, that's amazing. And 20 years ago, it was 2003, 2003. And that year is when I went to France in January with Columbia College, and I was alumni. Now, I wasn't a student. And what happened was is that I had on my 1 to 10 year goal is to go to France and to go to a music booking conference. And when I went to go visit a professor at Columbia College, I walked into the elevator, and guess what? When the doors closed, it said, "We're looking for 12 students to go to France to a booking conference." Now, you know, I was excited. I was jumping up and down. I said, "This is on my bucket list to do." So I end up being selected, even though I was alumni. I ended up going to France. That changed my whole life. You know why? Because it set me up to be a global thinker and not just being one sided in the music business. And I know people saying music. Well, I have a master's in music and I play the flute, but I always love business. I love business. I love having a global mindset. And that's what set me up for that. And that's the reason why I mention it. I'm glad you said 20 years. And then from then on, I start just researching about business, how to do business with corporations, and then even setting up my own business. I had two businesses in music. I taught flute and I also performed it. And so it was great to have those collaborations with different organizations and individuals. And then, wow, I went into working in finance and somehow got into HR and did not know that HR was leadership. And HR, you know, a lot of people look at HR as administration and paperwork. That's not it. It's all about influence, it's all about the employees, and of course, the business as well. And I just started growing. And then I started Toastmasters, you know, becoming that leader of influence and mentoring individuals and becoming a better speaker. Now, communication is not just communicating, it's also about listening. I had to learn that early in my membership, but I learned it from one person, my mother. I love to talk. I like to cut people off because I get excited. And there's one question my mother asked me. She said, "Does Toastmasters teach you how to listen?" I'm like, "Oh my God, listen." And it hurt my heart, Dr. CJ. And so I went and got my competent leader manual and I looked at the first chapter. And guess what? The project was about listening. And as leaders, we have to learn how to listen because we'll miss out on opportunities of what the other person is talking about. We see this in meetings. People are constantly being cut off, and it's so wrong. And I just gradually just kept growing in Toastmasters until I became a district leader. And then I took on a role as a PR manager that I was appointed to, and I had to build a team from the ground up. I never did that before. I just rolled up my sleeves. My family looked at me and said, "Are you crazy? You're not getting paid for it." It wasn't about getting paid. It was about getting the experience on how to build a department, how to bring in processes, and bring in people that can bring impact to the district. And that's what I'm all about. I'm all about leveling up, like you say, learning, collaborating with people, bringing impact, and making people first. And that's what makes me an employee engagement champion. Every corporation that I work for, I'm always empowering employees to learn, to be that lifelong learner. Don't be lazy. If you got downtime, pick a course.
Don't be
Pick a
lazy.
course. That's how you have to do it. And from there, It's just keep growing. That's all I keep saying to people is that if you want to get anywhere in this life, especially this new future of work, everything is changing at a fast pace. You have to be up to date on your skills. No one's going to give it to you. Your manager's not going to give it to you. You have to own it. And now I'm at a point in my life is that I own it. I said, get away from those boxes, be yourself, forget the imposter syndrome. If you have a skill that can help a corporation, you're going to have to let your manager know, or you just got to get out there and let people know who you are.
I love it. I'm loving these messages. Mike and Raquel, love you guys. Oh, FYI, Dr. Trong is gonna be, I'm a bad sister. She's gonna be there tomorrow for the live as well. And we're gonna have a little bit of meditation and mindfulness tomorrow. So I cannot wait. And I love what you're saying about listening. I actually, the next speed networking event, I'm gonna teach you guys I don't know if you guys know, but the way I teach, I gamify my class. What does that mean? I make you guys a 2-year-old. I don't care how old you are. You're a 2-year-old. Like that's how I say, right? Because we get tantrums sometimes as an adult. It just looks ugly on us because we're older. But when you're 2, you're like, oh, she's so cute. When you're older, not so cute. You know. So I have an exercise that I created. It's actually for my kindergarten and all the way to 5th grade because I used to teach K to 12 for 3.5 years. But what I did is I converted it to the adult version of listening, but it's a game. So I would literally give you guys something to listen to, and then you answer the questions after, and then I will see who's the top 3 listeners in our team. I'm going to do that in the next speed networking. Let's see who's a good listener. You better be on that list, Val. That's all I got to say.
I am. I think it's fun.
you better be on that list for sure. But I'm going to ask you, in terms of leadership, right? Let's talk about what is going on in today's leadership landscape.
Yeah, so I can't speak for all leaders, but I can say this that there is a shift in today's future work. And a lot of our leaders are still working, I'll say, just in the mindset of 2019 before the pandemic. And when the pandemic started, we were all about resilience and, making people feel better. However, when 2022 came, they're slipping back into the old ways and how they talk to their employees. They're not as nice. There's a lot of layoffs going on. A lot of employees are working more with less. They're expecting so much more for these employees to get their job done. And to me, there's not enough initiatives being set. You have to set the tone as a leader. How are you going to listen better to your employees, not just on one-on-ones, but as a team? You have to set some kind of tone of collaboration, co-creation, and how we communicate. We have 5 generations working together. We're all different. And as a leader, I know that they have a lot of pressure on them, but however, the communications have to start now. And if they don't know how to do it, they need to either reach out to the HR business partner. If they don't have that structure, they need to reach out to a people officer in HR because it's much needed. I would rather for a leader to start having these conversations with other leaders on how they can set this employee engagement within the corporation to build a great culture. If we want to have this slogan, the greatest place to work, you got to walk the walk and talk the talk. So this is what's going on, is this lack of communication and lack of understanding of the new future work landscape. That's where the problem is.
Okay, I'm going to add to that. I think it is definitely lack of communication, but I think the scarcity mindset is real. Right? Part of the problem is that people think that money is scarce. It's so hard to make. Yes, it is. It is really hard to hustle. Okay, I know. I know. Here's the thing. You have to think, forget your title, forget what you're doing at work, forget everything. Just center yourself like who you are right now and look yourself in the mirror. How do you want people to treat you?
Yes.
How do you want people to lead you? How do you want people to talk to you? How do you want people to see you? Write it down. Forget thinking, write it down so you can reflect on all that questions. The answer to your question is how you should lead other people. If you want to be treated like crap, then go ahead, treat people like crap, boss them around, see where that goes. Right? If you want people to communicate with you in a nice tone and be compassionate, are you compassionate to them? Because
Exactly.
remember, in life, it's a circle, right? What comes around goes around, comes around goes around. Today you're high, tomorrow you'd be low. It's a life. But the people that you stomp on today is going to be the people that be on top. And it will be too late because they already don't trust you. You made a stupid decision. Yes, it's a stupid decision because you didn't look at yourself. You want to be treated like crap? Treat them like crap. But don't expect people to be so kind to you when you're not nice,
Exactly.
right? I
And,
mean,
and
people
that's
like,
the
oh my
truth.
God, so and so did this. Okay, but what did you do? That's what I always tell my children. Mom, dad. I'm like, okay, calm down for a minute. What did you do? I didn't do anything. Oh, yeah, they just did that because you didn't do anything. Come on. What did you do? Right? And they're like, well, I'm
Exactly.
like, okay. So basically, it went out of hand and you finished it, but you didn't start it. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, there you go. At least the truth is there, somewhere in between, right?
Yep.
And that is something that I want people to realize. Let me ask you this next question: what role does empathy play in your leadership philosophy, and how do you foster a culture of empathy in any organization?
Yeah. So that's where communication comes in at. You have to set the tone. It's first, it has to start with you as a leader. How do you treat yourself? Do you have self care? Do you take that time in that moment to have some downtime to learn new things? And are you good to yourself? I always ask a leader, are you good to yourself? Because if you're not good to yourself, you're not empathetic about your own self, how are you going to be empathetic about others? You see? And when people see that you are I would say cordial, you're listening, you have a certain human centric about yourself. It's putting people first, especially when you're in your meetings. How do you set the tone, your agenda? Do you have everybody catty, everybody jumping over each other? You see that all the time in a meeting. Or are you a leader who walks in, who has an agenda, who has this thing where we have integrity, we have respect when everybody is at the table? Because when everybody's at the table, they should have that opportunity to bring their ideas and be respected when they're done speaking. That's empathy. Empathy is when you're looking at a coworker who is totally burnt out and you say, step away from the desk, let's go for a walk. That's empathy because you recognize that something's going on with your direct reports. That's empathy. And then when you become that leader that's talked about around the corporation, I want to work for that person because why? Trust. Trust is everything when it comes between a leader and an employee. And when you can gain that trust and that loyalty from your team, you're doing something. And empathy is just something that needs to be talked about in corporations. It need to be on your intranets. It need to be in your DEI initiatives because people want to have a sense of belonging when they're working for your corporation.
Well,
Yes.
the sense of belonging is so important. We all
Mhm.
crave it, right? You're like, I don't want to belong in the group. But then you're still looking for one. And
Yes.
I love my hounds of business, and Mike and Rocky is blowing me up today. Yay. And my sister Susanna's like, I'm on YouTube, I'm in LinkedIn. I'm on YouTube, I'm in LinkedIn. I love it. Thank you. Because LinkedIn is a little cuckoo sometimes. Janice
Yes.
is here. My sister Janice. Janice, for real. We need Pink Tossy. Okay, Pink Tossy. That just saying. I don't know if you guys know, but has saved me from snoring. Okay, like I gain weight. This is me at 20 pounds. I know. I don't like to gain weight because I have scoliosis, and it's really hurting my back right now. But when I put her pillowcase, it's a pillowcase and you stuff your own pillow. It's like a square, think of like a football when a kicker kicks that football, like the little thing. That's literally in the back of your neck. So it puts pressure so you can open up your neck. And so your tongue doesn't roll in so you don't snore so much. And it has helped me because you need REM sleep to really fully function your brain, more oxygen, right? There's more scientific evidence in there. But I love Janice because she's so humble and she's so kind. And if you go to tossybrands.com, it's TAUSI. Janice, put your link in there. You can put level up 20. Oh, Jesus. There's a code, guys. Level up 23. I think you get like $40 off from the pillow if you put level up 2023. Um, and get it because Christmas is here. I'm actually going to get one for my husband because he's been stealing mine secretly. Like I would wake up at night, I would have it, and then in the morning, I'm like, "What happened?" And I see him on the pillow. I was like, "Oh, thief!" So I'm definitely going to order one for him so he doesn't have to like steal mine. So definitely do that. Now, as far as business leaders, right? We're talking about a lot of leadership here, and a lot of business leaders today, like Meta, got rid of 13,000 employees, right? And where's the compassion in that, really, right? So my next question is, what must leaders do to lead others?
Must do to lead others is that first they got to lead themselves. Yes, they have to lead themselves. We hear that all the time. If you don't know how to lead yourself, how can you lead others? That's the most important thing. Once you know how to lead others, you want to take people where you've been. Never take people where you've never been because it will come off as, oh, they really don't know what they're doing. We want to elevate people to learn, to upskill. We want people to be in the right role that they're in. That's what leading is. Watching the people that you're working with, what impact can they bring to the corporation? That's a leader. When you're not looking at the individuals on your team, on where their strengths are, I don't focus on weakness because I can find somebody who can do that. But look at their strengths and put them in areas where they have autonomy. That's leadership. When you tell your team, I want you to own it, I want you to have autonomy, I want you to take this project and I want you to lead it. When you take away from your team and you see that that individual has this capacity of doing this project and you take it away from them, that's not a leader. I don't know what you call it. But all I know is that you need to empower people, inspire them, engage in them. Because when you do that, that will bring the attrition down. You'll get to retain all your great talent. And then they'll be coming to you as a leader, especially from HR. They said, how are you keeping these people on the team? Because you're empowering them. That's what a leader does. You don't manage people. You don't need to manage them because they are adults. So, what you want to do is, as a leader, ask yourself, how will you empower your team? How will you influence your team to grow with you? You're together. It's not a separate entity. This is what I'm seeing. Teams over here, leaders over here. You need to come together. And that's where you got collaboration, co-creation, and communication. If you can remember those three things, that's what's going to make you a great leader. Thank you, Dr.
Well,
CJ, for asking that question.
yeah.
Woo!
Here's the thing. People always say, yeah, I can do this and I can do that. And I'm glad that you mentioned managers and leaders because there is a difference. When I teach leadership class, I say, if you're asking your people to jump, are you going to jump? They're like, of course. I'm like, what's the hesitation? Right? Because that hesitation kills. You have a moment and a second to make a decision. If your people know that you hesitated, then why would they jump? You should be the first
Exactly.
person to jump. There shouldn't be a question anymore, right? And so I
Exactly.
love what you said when you said, yes, don't ask people to do something that you've never been there before because they won't trust you. And you're right, right? But sometimes also as a leader, there are things that you have never done before. And that's why you have collaborators because you're going to collaborate with people, right? And your weakness, I think so long as you are transparent in your weakness and said, Valerie, sis, I haven't done this before. I can do this, this, and this. Definitely not that. Right? Like my husband, he can
Exactly.
drive fast. He loves fast cars. Okay. He used to do the driving fast car thing. I will vomit on you if you drive fast. I'm a drama driver. Just saying. I had a 600 horsepower car. I will never drive it to that capacity. I just like to have it. That doesn't mean I will use it. But if I need to use it,
Right?
I can. Right? It's the same thing. It's like just because you have all that power doesn't mean you should use all of it. It should be an appropriate time. And you should actually use your power to empower people, like you said, and influence
Yes.
what they need to do to empower them. And I have been so blessed, surrounded with people like you to actually say, "Oh my God, this is great engagement with the global summit," right? And they literally found their purpose within the summit just by listening to you, by listening to the 29 other people that were there, right? But my next question to you is, the new buzzword, employee engagement. What is that all about?
Yes. So it's all about how do we retain our great talents? We all heard the buzzword of quiet quitting. People are leaving corporations because they don't feel valued. A lot of people say, oh, they left because they're not getting paid enough. No, mm-mm. Everything is changing. People want to be valued. They want to know, what am I becoming here? If you're just a metric, a number, and you're not your skills, you're not your strengths, guess what? You're just showing up, going to meetings, just doing projects, and you're not feeling valued. And so, where are you going to go? One thing I love what Joel Osteen said. He said, go where you're celebrated and not tolerated. When I heard that, I said, now that is
Oh,
powerful. Who wants to work for a company that's constantly dragging you in the ground? Or you have this manager who's a micromanager. How can you micromanage a talent that's so great? And then you look up, you come out of your meeting, everybody's gone. Everybody's gone. Now, I'm going to tell you, it can happen. Now, I'm just saying this because you have to have a job, before you leave. But there are some people who will not stay. They will leave without a job for their sanity. And this is why corporations have to really think about, okay, we need to have employee engagement so we can engage in our talent. And that could be a couple things. That is, okay, what do the employee need? Now, you can get this through a Google form, or you can have what we called some kind of group where you can bring them all together, where you can actually see them either on Zoom or in person. It's nothing like actually seeing your talent, a selective, I'm not saying the whole company, but have a selective group and just ask questions. What do you need? Don't assume they want what you want, but ask the question, what do you need? That's the first thing. And then, two, are we developing our employees? See, growth is everything. See, we want to make money, but we don't want to grow our talent. With AI happening, a lot of people are scared of change. They're afraid of losing their jobs. So we have to have something in place to let our employees know, hey, we got you. We want to grow you. We know change is here. These are the initiatives that we heard your voice. These are the initiatives that are coming out. How do you think that's going to make your corporate stand out with your competition? It's going to make you look great because one employee knows 100 people. Remember that. And if you treat one person fine, and it's going to get around the world. Now, I'm not talking about nationwide. I'm talking about around the world because we got social media. Okay, so if you're going to be hiring soon, and you're treating them fine, they're going to tell their friends, and their friends are going to tell their friends. And then you don't have to worry about the money. The money is going to come because the productivity is going to come from the employees that you set the initiatives for. So that is the reason why employee engagement should be an initiative for all corporations, from small to multinational. It needs to be spread abroad. Leaders have to rise up, and they're going to have to set the tone for the culture, and then your employees will follow, and they will handle it from there. Because all the employees are waiting for is for you to rise up and step up with these initiatives so they can run with it. Yeah, so that's a great
And I
thing.
love that. You're right, because I have done statistics studies on research with engagement, but also how do you get customers in your business, right? It's actually words of mouth.
Mhm.
People will talk about you, good or bad, indifferent, the bad, the ugly. I know, I think that's a movie, The Bad and the Ugly. Anyhow, people will talk about you behind your back, in front of you, on the side of
Mhm.
you, right? They will always talk about you, whether it's good or bad, and what you're doing. But if you're consistent, see, this is what my thing is. Your social media says one thing, but then your
Mhm.
action says another. I'm watching you. That's what I always say. I'm a nobody. You're right. I am a nobody. CJ, you're watching me. Who the hell cares? You're a nobody. You're right. I just have 1.2 to 1.2 million soon, and for the TV network, and about 250 million followers on podcast. I'm a nobody. Don't worry about me. There's 8 billion people, but those 250 million people know how crappy of a person you are right about now. That's what I'll say. Like, listen,
Right.
right? Don't treat
Exactly.
people who can help you elevate where you need. I'm watching you for impact. I'm watching you for legacy because I want to leave this world better than I came in. I'm a one person. I know. I get this. I get it. I see it. Okay. I'm an only child, for God's sake. I'm reminded everything that I don't have a brothers and sisters. No, no. I have brothers and sisters all over the world. Thank you very much. Right? I do.
Mhm.
And it's just amazing how we create our own family, because some of our family that we might have, we might not be happy with, right? We are born with them. So you can't change them. But the family you create is your own. And you want to create a
Yes.
tribe of belonging where you, like you said, not tolerated, but accepted and elevated and influenced, right? And I said, I'm the last person that you're going to mess around with, because let me tell you something. I'm an
Mhm.
only child. I get petty. I get petty. Okay. I get 2-year-old. Don't mess around with me. Just mess around with somebody else. Fine. Just don't mess around with my friends either. Because I got
Exactly.
their back. Don't mess around with people I care about. I got their backs. I see you. I hear you. Right. And here's the thing with people, they only latch onto people they think they can get something out of. They only latch on to people when they can use you and abuse you,
Mm-hmm.
and you let that happen. Listen, if your gut feeling tells you there's something wrong, that means there's something wrong. Like, listen to
Yes.
yourself. Business leaders, if you feel that your employee is talking behind your back in a negative way, talk to them individually. How are you feeling today? Have a conversation, not about how many sales did you do today? Valerie, how many employees did you talk today? Right? Just say, hey, Val, how are you feeling today? What can I do to help you today on any of your projects? Is there a project that you would like to initiate? Right? Ask
Hmm.
your people. I bet you they have full of ideas that they want to do with your company, but you're not letting them grow. Growing doesn't mean you got to put them in college. Growing
Right.
means empowering them on what their capabilities are. Some people, I see so much greatness on people, and I'm going to use Nick. I see so much greatness in her, but sometimes she can't see. So I tell her, and that girl, let me tell you, when I tell her that this is what she got to do, she questions me. Oh, I don't know. But then she is a great listener because when I tell her something, she runs with it like a marathon. And that's the people I want to surround myself with. And some of you, I know who you are. You know who you are. You have homework. It's going to be due soon. Okay. Like, I'm collecting this homework. And if I give you homework, you should just be lucky because I see potential that you can do something in the world. That means I see potential in you that you can get that money that you need based on helping other people, right? Money will come, like Val said, because you are heart centered. And I always push heart centered people. It's because I see potential. And 100 years from now, Val, we're never going to be remembered. But if YouTube stays here, you will always be remembered, right?
Yes.
So, my last question, I can't believe we're ending already. I'm
I
kind of sad
know.
after the conversation. This is always my last question. Okay. And take a moment to really answer this because your great grandkids can see this. Okay. If this is your last day today on this earth, what would be your parting message to your current and future families in terms of living life, legacy, and impact?
Oh my God. The first thing I will, before I leave this earth, I want you to be your authentic self. Is the saddest thing for an individual to do is to put themselves in a box and hide and never shine their light. Everyone has a gift or gifts that they need to share with the world. And not to, how can I say this? Because to me is dear to me. Because a lot of people are trained to put you in a box. And you have so many things to give to the world. And I want you to have that global mindset. I want you to have that global mindset to a point where you connect with people. I love people. I love learning. Never stop learning. And to shine the light on the gifts that you have. And don't be ashamed of them. If people say, oh, who do you think you are? You say your name. Say your name because that's who you are. And I just believe that you need to leave a legacy. I want you to remember this from the late Dr. Miles Monroe. And this is what I will tell my future family in a video is that when you die with your gifts and you never created anything to show for, Dr. Miles Monroe said, you are a thief. You are a thief because he said it's not fair that you die and all your gifts go with you in the cemetery. That's the richest place in the world because a lot of people never brought their gifts to fruition to share in a book, in a movie, in anything that you know that you can create right now, that you can share with humanity, that you can bring impact even when you're gone. Dr. Miles Monroe is still bringing impact, and him and his wife have been gone since I believe it's 2014. If I got it wrong, I'm sorry. But my thing is, he brought impact, and I want my family and my friends to have impact as well. Show your gifts, don't die with them.
I love it. I love it. Okay, you just gave me an idea. And
Yes.
Sister Nicole and Sister Christine and Sister Susanna is gonna murder you because I just had an idea again. I like ideas. Okay, so now we're on TV network, right? Like we have this world now. Here's the thing. I would love to create like 3 to 5 minute videos of business leaders acting. Like there's an acting, like you could have a video of acting. You see those Facebook, like they have this video and you're like, oh, what's the drama? Right? And you watch it
Right?
for 5 minutes.
Yep.
I think we should have our own studio wherever you guys are and submit your 5 minute video. What about leaders? Like, how should they act in the, like act it out in a movie kind of form, in a video movie? And said, Valerie would be like, excuse me, like bossing around people. And then there's this employee, like so meek, but really so smart. And then Valerie got told by this meek person, like, you're mean, but this is what I'm going to tell you. And then the lesson learned is just because someone is meek and look in the corner that they're nothing and nobody, they don't exist because you put them on a box like, oh, they don't talk, therefore they're dumb. But they actually are very smart and they become your board of directors basically for your head. And all of a sudden, Valerie is no longer bossy. Valerie is now shining, creating more projects, right? Because of this one meek person. Woo! Look, I'm getting goosebumps. I'm putting it out there, people, whoever's watching. You could submit your 5 minute video with a lesson learned. Ooh, Valerie, you just gave me an idea. I don't like ideas because sometimes I just go crazy with it. Danielle, I want to highlight this. My parents greet, hi tita, hi tito, hi brother. They're in Sacramento. I love you guys
Aw.
for sure. They're my Filipino family. I am Filipino, Chinese Filipinos. Yasin is my brother from Pakistan. Ollie is in Belgium, and Michelle is in South Africa. So we're global. So this is what I always tell them, right? And McDonald's actually has this: think globally, but act locally. Think globally, but act locally. Let me tell you an example. So when McDonald's is in Hawaii, that's part of the US, okay? When McDonald's is in Hawaii, they actually have spam and rice because the people locally like those food. And so to attract
Mhm.
people from that area, they think globally, but they act locally, right? Same thing in the Philippines. The McDonald's in the Philippines will have rice and chicken because they like rice and chicken, okay? But it's McDonald's. They're thinking globally, they're in a global space, but they act locally. You too, as a founder, as an individual, can do that. You can think globally, but still act locally and still grow.
Mhm.
But anything you do has to come from here. And I love your point saying people are like, who are you? You're a nobody in the world. I know I am nobody to your world, but I am somebody to my world. My kids thinks I'm somebody. My family thinks I'm somebody. Some of my friends thinks I'm somebody. You're right. At the end of things, there's 8 billion people. I'm just trying to inspire people to do better for themselves. I'm inspiring people to get their passion out. I'm influencing people to see yourself in a different light and capacity and bring that inner fire within you and you're like, I can take over the
Yes.
world. I don't have money. How am I going to do this? Money isn't everything, guys. There's people like me that will give you space for free. But I got to see that you are all about heart centered and not just about the money, 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 and then strumpled all people. Money will come, yes. I like money too. Believe me, I love shopping. Hello? Who doesn't? But I will never, ever put profit or money first more than my people. Because people is what makes the world go round. It's their hard work, it's their dedication, it's their belief in you. that you are somebody to be elevated. The moment that you lose that trust and respect, all that money gone, because those are the people that are the backbone of your organization. And that is what stepping for leadership to foster team cohesion is all about. Any last minute nugget you would love to tell our listeners and our viewers, Val?
Yes, I would like to say in our today's world, I want our leaders to rise up. I want you to rise up. I want you to shine. I want you to be the leader that your team needs, your company needs, the world needs. And I want you to be good to yourself as well as the employees. I know we talk about a lot of the leaders and stuff. I want our employees to have autonomy. Feel good about yourself. Step up also. You have to level up as well. You cannot just look at your leaders to take you where you need to go. You also have to have responsibility to lead your careers. And then you're going to see all that cohesiveness to come together. It's going to feel great because now your leader sees you taking responsibility for your careers. So I really want to see our leaders rise up. That's my last thing because we need
Rise
it.
up. Yes, it's
Yes.
time to rise up. Hey Val, wait for me at the room and I'll be right there, okay?
Okay.
Thank you guys. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hopefully you had a fun time. Tomorrow, please tune in again, same time, 9 a.m. YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook. For my sister, from another Mr. Dr. Tron. She's a pharmacist, but we're not talking about drugs and what not to take tomorrow, okay? We're talking about aligning yourself as business leaders and meditation. How does that help you as a leader, right? Think about that. And if you want to check out Val's LinkedIn, this is Valerie's LinkedIn, guys. Valerie Smith, okay? That is the name. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in today. I appreciate you so much.
Thanks for watching another episode of Level Up Academy today, brought to you by your none other host, Dr. Leland. Please do not forget to hit subscribe or push that notification bell so anything that we have an activity on at Level Up Academy, you will be the first one to know. If you would like to be a guest in our podcast, both on the MP3, audio only, and also here on live in our YouTube channel, please let me know. DM me. Let's connect. Have a fantabulous day.
Tomorrow. Hi, everybody. Let's Susanna's going to have her live as well.